I'm literally so excited. It's Saturday morning, it's Panorama.
Well, that's coming closer,
It's Carnival.
That's what you think.
So it's excitement, it's a buzz.
You're not so confident, so you
Me, this is where my last minute panic sets in. It's like, okay, do I have everything? Like, that's where I'm at. Like, it's like excited, I'm excited, but it's like, okay, I need to make sure everything is where it needs to be for tomorrow. Like,
Yeah. Have I got my tights for my costume? Have I got my t-shirt? Have I got my whistle? Oh my God, I haven't got a whistle. You get to Carnival, I haven't got a whistle, you've got to go buy another whistle. So you've got like 100 whistles at home because you've always forgot your whistle. It's just making sure you've got your money, your backpack, your drink container. Making your drink, that's the big one. Your rum punch for the road.
Which Caribbean country would you say is the root of Notting Hill Carnival?
Trinidad.
I love this. so you talk.
It's controversial. This is becoming controversial.
Yes.
Carnival was created by Trinidadians.
For me, I kind of like that's where Carnival has its roots, of course. However, for Notting Hill Carnival, it's diaspora. That's who's being catered to. Like, we're not necessarily. There are some people who are literally from the Caribbean and come over and they've settled, but it's a younger generation now as well who have kind of been born and bred in Britain. So it is kind of like a Caribbean British carnival rather than. It has some traditions, but it's not completely a tradition.
So I'm going to give you a little history. So the woman who actually, so Carnival came out of the riots in 1958. The Teddy Boys, the black, they just didn't, obviously in 1958 they didn't want us here, right? So there was a lot of sort of like tensions in terms of that. So a lady called Claudia Jones had the first carnival, and it was in St. Pancras in a hall, and she put on this event to bring the community together. Then what happened out of that was Rose Latzlet, who then took it out onto the street in the 60s. So when that happened, that's when the melting, and Rawn, I think she had Trinidad, I think she was mixed race, and I'm not even sure whether she was a Trinidadian. Claudia Jones was definitely
she ran the arts.
Ghanaian. Guyanese, sorry, look at us.
She was doing art stuff already in the so I think she's the one that brought the people.
So she was like she was in West London. She's an amazing woman. She did a lot for Carnival in terms of bringing it alive. And then the next section was the introduction of the sound systems by Leslie Palmer, who was a Trinidadian man who brought the sound systems to continue to bring the diaspora into Carnival in the 1970s. So when you're looking at Carnival, who invented Carnival was definitely like the Trinidadians, and that was off the back of the French elite in Trinidad in the 18th century.
I think we cannot ignore the influence of Jamaica.
No, I know. We're bringing it in. We're bringing that into the conversation. But it's also 100%.
But what are you eating? What food are you eating?
Jerk all week for me. All weekend.
From the stall, from your mum, from everybody.
So from the barbecue, you go out. That's all that is there pretty much, like,
true.
I don't really trust everyone's curry goat and stuff. So you're not going to go eat it. It's the safest option, it's just eat jerk chicken all day. Festival dumpling here and there.
That will keep you full.
Yeah.
What about macaroni and cheese?
Nah, I don't trust
No
everyone.
macaroni and cheese.
With the alcohol.
Curdle in your belly.
Yeah, no.
That's true. They're painful.
Well, for us, we just have a carnival pot. So we'll start off with float, bourgeois, that'll be breakfast. And then when we're coming down the street now, the band's coming down the road, so we run up by my friends, getting that pilau, that chicken pilau that was cooked. But we end up having to have to cook another pot because obviously the pot stays out and everybody's just putting in.
Chicken pilau, what's that?
Chicken pilau, it's a one pot. So you stew your chicken, some carrots, some rice, some pumpkin, gunga peas, pigeon peas, some coconut milk. Throw that all in with a bit of scotch bonnet on top, and that's your protein and your carbs and everything you need to sober up. Get some pepper sauce to sober you.
Okay. What are you listening to?
Soca.
I'm the opposite. Because I know I'm going to hear that one night. Listen to heavy metal. No, some chill vibes. Or I'll be listening to old school.
Old school
like,
what?
dancehall.
Oh, dancehall. Let's go.
So like what? Give us an example, man. Give us an example.
Old school is very.
Let me put up. So tell me a song we can put up.
I've been listening to Private Ryan 2015.
Private Ryan.
I'd say Private
Private
Ryan.
Ryan. Private Ryan. No, I'm all right, thank you, darling. Private Ryan.
2008, like.
Yeah, Private Ryan.
Band days.
Yeah.
Ready for the dance.
Cool.
But that's the one thing about Carnival. Carnival is a freedom that we don't have any other time of the year. It's a freedom. You can walk down the middle of the road with a drink in your hand, police ain't gonna do nothing to you. They're just gonna watch you and say, have a great time. You know?
You know, starting them in 5, but.
Me? I'm wearing my Ebony t-shirt, my trainers, and I'm going to support my band.
What's that?
Ebony Steel Band is like one of the oldest steel bands in London. They were when they first came out, they were called St. Clair in the 70s. And then they formed, they got bigger, and they were like Panorama champions for like 10, 11 years straight. So they were like the first mass band and carnival band and steel band. And what happened was sections broke away from that. So Ebony was created out of that. Mangrove was created out of that.
Heritage as well.
I'm not sure about heritage. But I know like a lot of like, so we had all different sections. So we used to bring a section from Ilford. And yeah, that's how the bands, that's how the community is so tight. So I'm a die-hard Ebony fan. Die-hard. They're my band. I can't support Mangrove. I know people in Mangrove and I love them. Well, obviously you're hyped up for your bands, right? But when you get down there, back in the day, it used to be all open, all free. Now, I think the tickets are £20 this year. But they've got it inside the park now, so it's a bit more of an event, so they'll have the big cameras, you know, floating around, and the acoustics is good in there actually, but it's a lot of people.
So what was it like originally? Like,
Originally, it used to be on Kensal Road, so you'd have people coming down from Ladbroke Grove, you'd have people coming in from Westbourne Park. Sorry? Kensal Rise. Kensal Road. Kensal Road. So it's top of by Sainsbury's. Come down.
Yeah.
So there'd be people coming down from there, people coming in from Westbourne Park, and the bands are central. So you'd have the judges in front, and then if you've got a flag woman, there's always a representative, a flag woman, a waving flag. So a flag woman is like the hype-up person for the band. So when the band starts to play that part in the tune, it's sweet then when she starts to jump, and with her flag, it's a big old flag, but you have to know how to dance with that flag. It's a thing. So a flag woman is actually like a lead position within the pan. So you've got all your pan sections, you've got like 120 people playing pan. It's not even called a steel pan band, it's called an orchestra, a steel orchestra, because they're going to be playing a brand new piece. Is it 10 minutes? 10 minutes of music that has been created for that carnival for that year. So every year there's a different tune. They are practicing all now. They are practicing for, well, a good few months beforehand. They'll get the arranger, you're having an arranger. Then you've got your front line, which are your tenor pans. Then you've got your double basses. And then you've even got like 9 bass, 12 bass. So the bass pans are all literally all. I love to watch them. I love to watch the bass band play. They're all around them and all above them. When I went to Trinidad, I see this guy. In Trinidad, I'm a phase 2 fanatic. Yeah, that's my band. You know, Mangrove are normally renegades. Ebony are normally phase 2. It's just a traditional thing from London to Trinidad, and the band players will always go to Trinidad to master their craft. Go to Trinidad to learn sweet pan. That's what you do. The Japanese even come over to Trinidad for the World Championships.
People from around the world, literally.
I went to the Pan Championships in Trinidad, and they're playing pan to you. Sweet pan too! I was like, but you know, there's all, as far as, just, I don't know, sometimes there's just something missing. But it's lovely to see the front line, and they're all young, from 12, say, in Trinidad, go straight up. If you can play that tune, and you can play that tune sweet without skating, without playing duff note, that's what skating is, when you don't really know the tune and you look like you're playing it. That's what they call skating. They're not really playing, they're not really playing.
Waffling,
So I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, she's playing for Ebony, she said, she said, at the moment we've got no drummer, we've got no percussion, they are just pure pan playing right now. And it's pure, you can hear who's skating and who's not. She goes, I know 2 skaters. I said, already? You know what I mean? It's all that vibe, it's that vibe.
So then what is the actual history of like the Panorama and the steel pans? Like, where does it come from, would you say? Like, what's the reason for it?
So, we've got to go way back, yeah? We're going to go back to the 18th century. We're going to talk about the French elite, how they would masquerade in these beautiful outfits. Just before Lent, it had to be before Lent, so Monday, Tuesday, and then Ash Wednesday, they're going to fast. French were very, very Catholic, very Christian in those times. So they brought their Catholicism, they brought their Christianity to Trinidad. So before Lent, they'd get all dressed up in their boards, they'd put their masks on, and that would flood out into the street. But the French elite wouldn't play mass with the slaves. So the slaves had their own little sort of like parallel tradition, and they would do what they called canboulay. So canboulay is a dirty mass with oil, and what they would do is they would go out and put out all the fires in the cane fields. So what happened was they then they introduced canboulay. They had their own kind of mask where they'd oil up, and then they'd use the flambeau. So canboulay is a French word. I'm going to get it for you. Canboulay is a French word which means can brûlé, which means burnt cane. So all of that was a precursor for Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. It's a precursor. What they would do for music was they'd have the big old biscuit tin. They would light the biscuit tin inside to make it sturdy, kind of. I don't know why they'd do that, but they did that. And then what they would do is they'd beat that. That is the first steel pan. That was how the steel pan was created. And that is how come the steel pan is the only instrument created in the 20th century. So canboulay, and then you have the flambeau. So when you go to Trinidad, the Saturday, that Saturday night, well not Saturday night, it would be a Saturday night. Would it be a Saturday night? It'd be a Saturday night in Trinidad where they actually enact that. And that is the homage to the ancestors, because you're remembering them through slavery. For me, it's any year Ebony won. Any year, the Ebony won Panorama was a memorable year. Because afterwards they always have like a big sort of like fete, a good old fete, yeah, in the pan yard. They're going to come down from, they go to, is it Cornwall or somewhere on the coast? They'll go away. They used to take the whole band and go away and practice for Panorama. Nobody be in London. They'd take them there and they would practice there for the week before Carnival. Then they'd come back up down the road. They weren't allowed to see nobody. They weren't allowed to see their family, nothing. It's a serious business, pan business, serious business. Man died for less than that, you know, all I'm saying. Pan business. They used to take them away. They'd come back and then they would bust everybody's ass. And I think that was really crucial, actually, to them why they won. Take them out of the environment, man. Take them out of the environment. The environment's too much. There's too much going on. There's this vet, that vet, this, and they want to be in it. No. When they're in, is it Devon or wherever they used to go? I went with them once. Really lovely. They put on a carnival and everything. They play on the street. They give it an airing and see how the tune sounded and stuff. It's amazing. The amount of opportunities that being in a steel band pan, that sense of community, that sense of family, that sense of togetherness, that sense of working together to get to somewhere is a whole, you know, everybody knows.
Why did you leave the family then?
Because everyone else left. I
Oh,
feel like for
okay.
me, as I said, it's a family thing. It was mainly for the vibes, pretty much. I wouldn't say steel pans itself was my passion. Like, I enjoy playing, like, when it comes up to Carnival, then when your peoples are gone, it's like a new generation coming through. But as they get older, they go into different bands as well.
Yeah.
But I just feel like these bands are drilling you. I'm not
Real. And then one tune, one part of the tune all over. And again. And again.
See, I agree
And
with
again.
that. I agree with
And again.
that. Joe would love that. That's how you get better. Drill.
Trust me, the drilling.
Enjoy
And then you hear Dudley in the back beating, like trying to tune the pan. Well, not trying to tune the pan. She's the pan tuner. So when you get the nice chrome pan and the pan's beautiful, but it's out of tune, and he's there, bing, 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 for ages, you know. It used to give me a headache, man. I'm like, you see me in that? I'm out of here, you know. I can't take that. Bang, 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 bang. And he's tuning every pan before Panorama, every pan.
How many pans would that be?
120. Wow. 80. And when you're talking about 12 basses, and you've got to tune everyone, I'm gone. I'm out of there. I've got a headache.
Alright. So you see after... Huh?
Sorry, when the Panorama, you said what do we enjoy, like our favourite memory.
Yeah.
I think it's that, just going with your people.
Yeah.
And just getting inspired. Because we never played Panorama, so it's just all that mass bands, like bigger bands. So they always invite us, but we're just like, a bit too loyal. When we're too young, we don't want to get drilled up. Like, I'm too emotional for that.
Do it again, do you?
Like, I believe.
I'm finally going home.
If no, I'm not going home yet. The band's won, innit? So if the band's won, we're in Ackland Road. We're jumping up, we're drinking rum, we're partying, the music's on, everything, everybody's, it's a madness.
Wait, we're on the road?
We're just happy. No, we're down in the dungeon.
Oh, the
or
dungeon.
we're by Ackland Road, or wherever.
Dungeons. Okay, is it open for the public?
Jamming. It's open to everyone.
They invite you.
The party's the party. After Carnival, it's called the After Panorama Party. Well, fete. But it's not even. It's just like, that's where we go. We go there. We just like ourselves because we're what? And it's a little bit like that. We're all a bit excited. And then, yeah, no one's sleeping. Sleep deprivation from here on in. That's it.
Oh,
You ain't
don't
sleeping.
sleep.
If you sleep for an hour, you're lucky. You're lucky. So no, we're not even going on the road yet. Got to do Jouvert first.
What time we getting up?
I've not got up. I've not gone to sleep.
She's serious.
I'm not saying.
It's really full shit.
I'm not saying. This is where the shit gets
They're not
real.
going to sleep, Stevie.
Mate,
Not sleep.
all I'm saying to you, this is where the shit gets real. Those with the stamina, show me whether you have it. Show me whether you have it or whether you don't have the stamina. You need to know how to pace your drinks, pace your food, pace your whining.
Because you've got to last another 3.
You have to pace.
I hear
You have
that.
to know what's going on.
Okay.
Know what time it is.
And this is to last the entire Sunday.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, so this is what you don't understand, you don't sleep. No sleeping, it's just eat, line your belly, that's what's
Line your belly, line your belly. That's why the carnival pot is important.
Wine, chip, and walk.
Jump up. Don't forget to take a jump up.
And jump.
Have to take a jump up.
See, we're lightweights then, where can we do like maybe the Saturday, we jump on Saturday for a few hours.
Yeah.
And they got to one black mass. And the black mass, they suggested, I saw them the first time I went to Dominica for Carnival with my mum. Just the black devils, and they were like literally. Yeah, so it was a whole new level of.
I want to play a jab jab so bad.
Understanding where that came from. This is like 17, 17.
But
So leg was Negro, mum escaped Negroes, and that's where it comes from. And they used to do Jouvert, and in Dominica, Jouvert means daylight. They just start off in the mountains, and there was no steel pan, they had sticks, and they were beating stuff all the way down.
So what Caribbean country? Because it looks like there's different things for different Caribbean countries. So what one was that one? Or what was it? That was Dominica.
Dominica itself. So they're French speaking. But yeah, these guys were escaped slaves that used to, and then when they used to come from the mountains, because that's where they went to live. They were harder to find from the slave masters. They were harder to find in the hills, and they used to come down in the.
Or to come scare the slave masters.
Yeah, and
Good.
it's that whole intimidation thing. But they used to come down and they would call it Jouvert, because they would reach Roseau for daylight, for daybreak, and that's when they would start to run mass around the town, and then Carnival would kind of start. But this is 1700s already. We've got a book on it, which my mum's got, and I was just kind of having a brief look at it.
So you know know what? So like, just a little bit off subject then. So do you think? I was listening to that. So you know that sometimes, especially in like some of the Western medias, you got that where in films, especially with like Caribbean or so, especially when it deals with things like voodoo, they've always got things where it's like everyone's painted in like devil sort of things. But do you think that's the origin? So like they said, these people practice some devil sort of things. But you think the origin is it because they was using the devil mask to scare off the slave masters?
Well, yeah, there was a lot of connection with Larry and Haiti. When the first island where they actually
Revolted.
overthrew.
They revolted.
I thought it was Jamaica.
Jamaica. You had the
Where the big
Jamaican
island, man? Where the big island? Where the big island?
They weren't too bad, you know. They weren't too bad. They did have a tribe that went up into the hills, the revolted, the Maroons.
Jamaica was the ones that weren't controlled. Jamaica's were the ones that weren't controlled. You know, I've gone a little bit off subject, whatever. We're going to bring it back. We're going to focus back.
Because the whole, which I was about to speak tattoo, because when I started looking into it, I started looking to kind of identify, I got a little picture with me with a cigar, and it's pretty much like Samidi, so somewhere along the line, I thought that's what.
Okay.
But anyway, the whole kind of thing stemmed from, and not say carnival, but a lot of the stuff that, like voodoo, was our religion when we left Africa, and it was demonised and made to look bad. And when you look at the Catholic religion, voodoo is very much similar in terms of deities and people that they study. So there's a lot of similarities in terms of that, and I think carnival was feared over here when it first started because of the relationship to that. Not us, but the relationship.
Well, the demonisation of carnival came with the demonisation of anything African in terms of Christianity. So, you know, in terms of our Europe of faith, they didn't want us to celebrate or to worship our deities. They wanted us to worship Jesus and God. So they outlawed it, basically. They outlawed being Shango or Shango Baptist in Trinidad. So we couldn't do that. So what ended up happening was we ended up using the saints to cover up our worship of our African orishas. So for example, Saint Michael the Archangel is Shango. And who is Shango? Shango was an African medicine man. He was a master of alchemy. He knew how to breathe fire and all kinds of stuff. He could do all of this stuff. But he was a Yoruba deity and a powerful deity. So that kind of stuff happened in the background. Jouvert means I open. It's the French word for starting of the day, the morning of the day. So the parade would always start just before sunrise. And I think it's now become a thing here in England, in London, because we bought the first mud band, Cedar Jam, in 2005, I think. So it has become like a worldwide thing.
As well, you know.
It's an important part of carnival because what is carnival without a Jouvert? You know, what is carnival without that experience? Because, as I said before, carnival is freedom, but carnival is also street theatre. It's also theatre, it's theatrical, it's dancing, it's playing your mask. It's putting on that costume. If you're playing Jab Jab, that's why I want to play a Jab Jab or a Blue Devil, because I know I could play that mask to it. You know what I mean? Once I got my face painted and nobody knows it's me, it's trouble in your backside, you know. No behaviour, none whatsoever. So I would love to play that mask. So there is history within those old masks, the Jab Jab, the Blue Devil, the Dame Lorraine. There is history behind that. Hence why Jouvert is really important to me, and the fact that we are celebrating our ancestors, remembering them going through slavery, remembering the Camberlay, them having to out these, remembering those people that tortured them and oppressed them. Just being able to embrace that freedom. And I do remember Jouvert in Trinidad, my first experience of Jouvert in Trinidad. I rocked up, yeah? I'm 25, right? Imagine this. I've rocked up, I've got white sparkling white, jog, short, cycling shorts. I got a little white crop top. Got me white trainers. I'm looking all white. Going to meet my girl, my friend, the London crew, like a whole of us from Ebony. Everybody's there. There was a whole crew of us. When they see me coming down the road, they were like, "What? You are gonna get it today, girl." And it's just like, they were like ready to push me in front of everyone. I was like, "Do you know what? No. Thank God it was just down the road. I was able to go home, put on some old dusty clothes and come back out. And wrap up my hair because nobody. My son's father, I could have cussed him because you saw me. You walked down the road with me like that, you wicked man. Anyway, my Notting Hill memories. Oh my God. So, in terms of Jouvert, we bought the first Jouvert band. So we went out the first time and we just put on our M2K, Peter Binchel. We played mass with him and we had these boiler suits that he did this mass with, right? So we put the boiler suits on and we thought, hey, we'll do it again. So we went down the road and it was amazing because, you know, it's dark, you know, the time you're coming out. And we just had the best time. And it was there, we were like, we got to do this for real. And do you know what? We haven't done CD Jam for 12, maybe longer than 12, 15 years. And we still see people coming out in Jouvert with a CD Jam boiler suit on. It's a feeling when you do Jouvert, because there's no, all right, everything is your traditional music. In Trinidad, you have sound systems and stuff like that, but if you're in a jab band, you ain't got no sound system. It's whistle, anything you can crock a bottle. If you've got a tin, you know, a biscuit tin can, you're beating that. It's all about the rhythm. So once you now start feeling that vibration of the rhythm, it's like all the ancestors are walking and chipping down the road with you. It's a vibe, it's a proper vibe, a spiritual vibe, where you get the goosebumps coming up on your arms and you just feel this whole sort of, I don't know, you just feel their energy with you. I want to be on the street, I want to feel the vibe, I want to feel the energy of the people. But this is where the big caveat comes in. I don't want to see no ketchup, I don't want to see no mayonnaise, I don't want to see no flour. And I'm vexed about it because you're making a mockery out of Carnival. Carnival is, Jouvert is not a food fight. I saw girls who had flour thrown in their face. I'm thinking, flour on your skin can actually do you damage. It can cause you lota. Have you ever heard of lota? When your skin turns white? Paint. I see a man going in the shop and buying a bucket of Emotion. Who are you putting that on? Grab that. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Know that you need a water-based.
Yeah.
Everything that we did, even when we were making the mud, we made the mud from like a clay, you know what they use for cat litter and stuff, but we cleaned it. Not only did we clean it, we put sort of like little scents in it and stuff like that. We made sure that what we were using wasn't going to impact anybody's skin. Water-based colours, talcum powder. If you want, go and buy some talc and you fling that around. It's great. But that other form, and it's a lack of education, and I think that's the heartache.
So why do you use mud? What is
paint and oil.
Yeah. So what's because from what I've understood, I think that there's different things for different parts of it. So I think there's a different reason for the mud.
There's no real different reason. It's just another form of being dirty. Do you know what I'm saying? So the mud is real. It has a significance in the fact that Trinidad was a very rich and plentiful country. It's got oil. It's got pitch. So in terms of jab, they use the oil to kind of like anoint. It's a little almost like, I showed you that video, it's almost like an anointing of yourself. When they put the first thing of oil on you, you're already connecting to your ancestors, you're connecting to the earth, you're connecting to nature. Because oil is from nature, it's already there. You don't have to do nothing with it, it's there. The picture's there. So you're already connecting with that. And then you start to embrace the feelings, those feelings of being captive, being, you know, being a slave, not having your own freedoms. So then you express yourself through that freedom, but you're displaying how you portray.
So do you think that like modern day carnival still follows the same like principle of being free, or?
Yeah. As I said, they take the bollards out of the
Do
middle
they
of the road.
understand the reason why though? That's the problem.
Do you know what? They might not understand the reason why, but they respect the reason why because they're in their costume. They've paid £500 for their costume, and they're going to have a damn good time on that road. It's the only time of the day, only time of the year that you're allowed to walk down the road with a drink in your hand, jaywalk, be drunk as you like without being arrested.
Yeah.
That's a freedom in itself. Even though the Metropolitan Police are the biggest band in Carnival.
I think for the longest, I was always wondering why, you know, cause sometimes you know that carnival uniform, especially women's one, it can always be quite skimpy. Yeah, you know, costume,
This
you
is what I was
know.
waiting for.
Yeah,
Go on, say it.
so I was usually quite skimpy, you know, and I've always wondered that why am I? Now I was just, I've done like a little reset. Oh no, reason. I watched a YouTube video.
Research?
No. But I've been doing a lot.
Let's research. I'll give
and
you
then
that.
I remember, I think there's this previous lady who was doing carnival history, and I think they said something like, because that carnival was about being free, they said that for the women it's like their version. So I think it's similar, you know, like parts of, let's say, like steel pan is very male heavy or something. So it's like very male dominated. The same parts of the carnival, like steel pan is whatever. Wait, let me finish what I'm saying. Can I get to finish what I'm saying, please? Yeah. So then, can I finish what I'm saying? So then, they're saying that you know, so this part of it is like women expressing themselves, being able to be free, being able to, you know, wear what they want, do what they want. That's what the person was basically saying. Oh, no.
Can I go first?
Oh, God.
Can I go first?
Beat him.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the black female body. Okay, let's talk about how we've been sexualized from young, from when we're born, we're sexualized. We're told, oh, you know, cover up, someone's coming over, you know, wear this, cover, you know. From when we're born, we're told to do these things. Carnival, two days a year, 2 days, you know. We're allowed to be free. No, like we don't care who's watching us. We don't care who's got their eyes, nothing. We're allowed to be free, we're allowed to be liberated. That's the freedom of Carnival. Like, no matter what size you are, what shape you are, no matter if your hair long, your hair short, no matter. Like, Carnival is freedom in all ways.
Sense of the word.
It's not just, you know, oh, today's Carnival, so we're just gonna get into it. Like, it's literally liberation. Like, men haven't had their bodies policed the way women have for decades.
Sexualized.
Up until this day. To this day, in 2022. So yeah, that's all I want to say on that.
Very good point.
But I find that the costumes have got skimpier and skimpier and skimpier and skimpier and skimpier, you know, especially in Trinidad. Sometimes, I mean, I looked at Labour Day one year and there was a woman, she had body paint on, but she might as well have been naked. She might just walk down the street naked. But to me, I just find that's what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? You're allowing that kind of objectification on your own body.
Oh, so it's not liberation anymore.
Well, it's for me, and I think it's an opinion. I think it's a personal opinion. Personally, I wouldn't walk down the street naked.
Yeah, originally costumes were like on theme,
Cover up,
so like
yeah.
mahogany. Do you know mahogany?
Oh God, their
They
costumes
keep
are
it
beautiful.
traditional.
They
always
keep
have a
it
theme. They have everything to the T, like it's like flowers or have an animal theme or something very like prominent. And they're not all on
Is
this.
mahogany again?
They do like big costumes, big masks, huge costumes, beautiful. When they see their kiddies come out on the road, every costume is made to perfection. Beautiful band, and they win every year. And they have every right to because they are
They keep the
absolutely
tradition
beautiful.
Yeah, I play for nostalgia, but I haven't played there for years. My sisters though, they normally play.
Were they still in nostalgia?
Yeah, they're still in there.
See,
Oh, do you know them?
No, but this is the conversation we're having about hand players, about how they die hard to their bands that they play. I'm an Ebony girl.
Oh, okay.
Honest, I'm
Right.
an Ebony girl.
Rivals.
Rivals, you know what I'm saying?
That's why you're on that side, I'm on that
That's
side.
why
But wait, they got 10 years of winning. What's your winning record? I was
No,
asking.
we're in a different band to them anyway. We're in one category and then we're in another category because we're the only pan round net band. So we're in our own category.
Only what? The only what?
Pan round net. We hold the pan round
So they
net.
put the pound around the neck.
So they're on the floor and we're walking, basically. They got it easier.
You got to get up there.
That's the original
Okay.
pan.
Because you saying that Panorama was wild, you said, but you said it was wild. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Right,
That is
to
true.
elaborate on that. So, right,
No,
the
not wild, but
history
he's
of Pan.
actually, not, I'm not saying, but
I'm not a Pan historian, right? So, but I will tell you what I know and about what I was taught. So, in Trinidad, growing up, to be a Pan player wasn't kind of like, you know, you've got your bougie parents, you know what I mean? You've got your parents like, you're going to do what? You're going to pick what? Where? Who? So every Pan band they all had rivals. So you'll have, in Trinidad you've got Phase 2, you've got Renegades. They were Pan rivals. So there was a war. It's a war going on. People get defeated, there's fights.
They get beaten up.
Yeah, there's fight.
yeah,
How do you mean? So your mum saying to you, you would say to your mum,
What
Mum,
for still?
I'm gonna go to, you're not even telling your mum you're going to the Pan yard actually. You're lying. You're lying. Is that it?
Wait, this is over this country as well?
Trinidad.
Oh, Trinidad. Oh, wow.
So you would go to your parents, and we're talking like, you know, the 1950s, 60s or whatever. It was bloodshed. And I listened to some of my son's father's family who were Phase 2 players, or they played with Renegades or whatever, but they were big fights used to occur. It wasn't what your parents wanted you to do. You know, they didn't want you to mix because they thought it'd come with sort of like, you know, you're a bad man, there's a bad John Tin, do you know what I mean?
To be a steel pan player.
Yeah.
A bad man.
Yeah, back then. Think about it, in the 50s, 60s, 40s, it wasn't something that your parents inspired you to become.
Yeah.
We are African. We are from West Africa. Our parents are going to want us to be engineers, lawyers, and doctors.
Well, what I'm more thinking is like, it reminds me of, you know, graffiti. So, know like with certain gangs when they do the graffiti, and there's that can be like the rivalry between that. That's what I'm thinking.
But then you have your colours, didn't you? As well.
the flags.
The flags.
Also, and Jamaica, these other lucky Jamaicans weren't there. But that's another story. I'm joking.
Come on, I'm singing a Jamaican.
I had to.
You say I was thinking anything, I was just in that vibe. I was in that whole vibe. Dancing me. Do what you want. A bit like that, you know? Like, once you catch it, do you know what I mean? My son used to love a Blue Devil boy, because I take him out. I take him out with me, 6, 5, whatever you're coming, you know? And he's coming down the road and he see a Blue Devil, he's like, yeah, man, he's ready to pay the devil. I said, don't pay him yet, don't give him no money yet. So you know you've got to pay the devil, right? It's for him to get out of your way, for him to stop harassing you. So when you see the Blue Devils, they come up to you and start doing all their tongue with them and they start rolling their eyes in the air, they start to wind up, but they're not allowed to touch it. They're allowed to do all their street theatre, because it's theatre, in front of you without touching you. But what you'll see is the Flambeau, they'll breathe fire, they'll have their red tongues, they'll have their eyes doing all kind of madness in their head. Some of them are actually, some of the guys in some of the bands are contortionists. So they do all kinds of like really demonic.
It looks
It's brilliant. My son loved it, he's 6. He loved it. He's like, Mum, can I pay the devil now? Can I pay the devil? Wait, we'll pay the devil in a minute. And he'd get really upset if he had no mud. I thought it was going to be mud. Where's the mud? I thought it was going to be oil. Like, there's some talcum powder, be quiet for a moment. You know, it's coming. You have to wait for the band. You will back up on an oil band, you will back up on a mud band, you'll back up on something you paint. So you're going to get it, but you've got to be patient. You know, you're just chipping down the road, you're just taking your time, you're enjoying yourself, and the next thing you know, you get something that goes straight in your face, but it's not horrible. Or they'll come and they'll just I just love to do it's sexual, it's a freedom, it's a part of your, I don't know, just part of you're open, aren't you? You're not closed off. Nobody walks down Carnival like that, do they? They walk out with a hand in the air, with a hand in the air, with something going on.
Fancy.
That's one thing about Carnival. Even when I was growing up, I just always used to think this is the day where anything goes. Like, not even in a bad way, but you can just let yourself go, and no one will do. No one will say nothing or do nothing.
Bad times I see a bad
Freedom, like,
God,
you know
he's
what I
just
mean?
holding his head, he's holding his head. Next minute I see a girl, oh, and she jump on top of him and she starts to let him.
It just means you see everything
It's that
and
kind of
everything.
stuff, you know? So you just have this
being
whole
free.
sense of freedom that you can just do what you want.
Yeah.
I don't really have a go to me. I make some toast and run up for the road. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, quick, let me just eat something, line my belly or something, and then run to the truck. Like, let me get to Notting Hill quick.
What will happen is you take a march in the back. You get your food.
Yeah.
Is there a fork over there?
So,
Still.
It'll be all inclusive, so she'll get there and she'll get a breakfast.
Okay.
so are you talking about Sunday?
And they don't have to buy drinks. Because drink on the truck, they've got drink.
So that's like,
The drink truck.
yeah, in terms of like preparation, that's what I was waiting for you to kind of like, until you went to like Sunday and Monday. So if you're playing with a mass band, it is like, it's an all-inclusive package. So they'll provide drinks, they provide sound system, they provide, you know,
They even provide toilets on the road now.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So what time does the day start for you then?
so Sunday,
They have to be there by 10.
yeah, Sunday I'd be up about 5, 6-ish, 5, 6. Small little makeup for Sunday, nothing too heavy because it's literally, you're gonna look dirty anyway. That's the point, to just get dirty.
My niece-in-law, we banned her from King's Cross. She had no behaviour. She won't allow. She gets too drunk, now we're too wassy. She's not coming back. Yeah. Because Sunday is a cool day for the children. So I don't want to see you hopping up your leg.
Oh, you can't cock up the leg.
But no behaviour. Not the kids are watching her, you know what I mean?
So the leg has to stay down, no cock. All right, so here's my question. Yeah. So on a Sunday, what's the best area to go to? What's the section to go to? Because I'll be honest, when I'm on the outskirts, man. I don't know that. Where do you go?
Mass, Kensal Road, because all the bands have to pass down there. Or you go Trinity Corner.
Trinity Corner. Where's that?
It's on the corner of Westbourne Park and Great Eastern.
Trinity Corner.
Where everyone's standing up in power.
Yeah.
Where judging point is.
Oh, then.
Westbourne Park train
You
station.
can even stand at judging point, but that's a good place to stand.
You have to get there early to get a good.
Okay, good spot there, yeah. That's one thing I like about Carnival, judging point. Alright guys, we're going on a cool judging point.
Patrick, got me standing. Always sitting there. Always there. I love it.
What's the king and queen of Carnival? What is that? What is that? What does it mean? Or is it not a thing anymore?
I didn't know there was one.
Let's hear some history. Joe. Tell us, Joe.
Every masquerade band, as I said, has a theme. Every year they have a theme, a costume change. And every band has a king, a queen, and an individual. Maybe more than one individual costume. Depends on how much time they have to create them. So every band has a carnival king and a carnival queen, if it's a masquerade band. So it's a big costume, and they'll go into competition.
To see who looks the best, or the best.
Yeah, so you win.
So it's sort of like the prom. You know, with prom you've got a king and queen of the prom, so it's very similar to that. Not the idea of the prom, but you know that prom you've got the prom king and queen.
No, it's about costume. It's about costume. It's about the depiction of the costume, how it's been created. It is how the actual wearer, carnival is theatre, how they display it. It comes to that old idea, how you play your mask. So they'll be paying thousands for that costume. To stand up there and play their mask all day, walk with that costume. Hundreds of pounds they'll pay for.
Wow. Okay.
But they were the ones that would take the street and they have the big costume and the costume is moving so and they jump so and do so. You've got to be able to know how to dance a king and queen costume because I don't think they're as heavy nowadays, but back in the day they had a man, they're called wire bending.
Okay.
And to make the surround, they would build the wire, and then it progressed to the backpack. So they put the backpack on now, but this backpack is made of wire and it's got all padding. But you know, halfway through the carnival day, the padding starts to question the things juking it in your arm. You finish carnival, you've got a big old bruise, but you had a great time. You don't really give a shit. You don't care. You're like, oh God, I got this digging here and that digging in there. Then somebody might come and take the costume off you for a little piece, take your backpack for you so you can have a little quid. But you're your big sort of like this, the dance skin. The dance skin was a big thing as well. You had to have a dance skin. So your dance skin is literally an all-in-one leotard. And they would dress up that all-in-one leotard. So then you come out now, you just got your boots and your leotard and you feel free because you're a bit lighter now because you ain't got the backpack on, somebody else is wearing it for you while you're chipping down the road. And you're giving you a drink to drink, but you're dancing your mask, you get to judging and that's when you start to show the mask and you want everything to move and move, so you're moving with the mask and judges are going, oh my God, look at that, look at that. Because when you're just chipping down the road with the costume, you can't really see the beauty of it. It's when they've got that big stage, that big arena, to actually see the beauty of the costume. Some of the costumes do all kind of things nowadays. They light up, they move, they talk, you get the ones with the stilts that look like men and they're working that thing up there, they're working that to make it look and do what it wants to do. So they'll be like, this is mahogany band. Joanna Alexandra is the queen of mahogany. She is representing the eco rainforest, these beautiful blooms and green and blue. And that's how they're talking. They're talking like a commentary. Yeah. Here she comes. You can see her coming down the hill now. Watch how she moves with that costume. Watch how she. That's how they kind of commentate it. So it's a thing. It's a big thing. The carnival figure thing. I don't know because it's such a vibe of the day. You meet. See, when I go on my friends that went to carnival but didn't really take part would always know that like, we're going carnival. I know we're going to see Joe. We're going to see Joe. She's going to have a costume on. We're going to see Joe. So, you kind of like see people, they're like, Joe, and they'll come in the band, you look at your phone, they're like, oh my God, take a shit. So you're doing all of that. So you don't really have time to turn around and say, oh, this person's from here, this person's from there. It's just a oneness.
Yeah, connected.
So for example, in Ebony, Billy Ocean is a die-hard Ebony. Billy Ocean's been in my life since I've known myself. He's a person that advocates pan music. He's always in the pan. He plays. They call it the engine room, the rhythm section.
Okay.
So he'll play iron and that kind of stuff. So he's always there every single year. Loves his pan. So you'll have people that will come in the band that kind of like diehards. They're there. They're supporting the band. And I wouldn't say, you meet people from different places, unless you're part of like maybe a pan side, where you get like a Japanese player who decides to come over because she plays pan, she wants to come and play, and then invites her over, and that kind of stuff. So you will meet different people in that perspective.
Alright. Has anyone ever found love in carnival? Listen.
Baby got pregnant.
See? Love from carnival. That's a true Carver, was it Carver and Enlisted?
Both our sons, my son's born in December, so that kind of shows that he was a carnival baby.
Love from carnivals, that's a beautiful thing. And that's really contributing to London.
Yeah, I had that as well.
Okay. Love.
Well, I had a relationship with carnival. I was supposed to go to carnival and all my friends flocked. So I was like, I'm still going. I'm single, I want to go see what I can meet. And then so I was just there going from place to place. You know, you feel a bit of a loner, but then start dancing with people, pretending with them, and then they'll be like, where's your friends? I've lost them. sort of went and hopped from people to people. And I thought, I'm going to be proactive. So I went with post-it notes. I thought, I'm going to give out the number, see how I like. So anyway, in Carnival now,
Posted notes.
and I saw a guy that I had, and I just, I had my post-it. So I went up to him, and I thought, I don't like rejection. So I literally went to my post-it
I'm
note,
still right for time.
gave him my number, and
we
then
have to-
walked on, kept on walking. I thought, I'm not going to have a no or whatever. And then, so when I was leaving Carnival now, I got a phone call,
Pen and fun.
and it was the guy. And then, we was together for like 3 years. Oh, wow. Met someone at Carnival.
Wow. See, I always thought that would be difficult because, you know, because it's the crowds. No.
I'm talking from a band perspective, yeah. I don't walk the street. I'm in a band 24/7.
That's a little
If I'm
different.
there and I'm not in a band,
Yeah.
I'm on Kensington Road by my friend in our little Trinidad section, and that's where you'll find me. And that's why I know him. The reason why is because when you're in a band, the band is a oneness. You're bound to meet somebody in a band. There's bound to be somebody who's going to wind up on your bumper and stick.
What, and just follow you with the...
No, they stick. They're on your bumper. They're not moving.
Wow.
Them sis something and they're staying, I hear that.
They're staying. They're sticking. Something sweet then.
So my thing for this though, so then maybe this is just from like a normal Carnival regular, because I remember, this is like when I was teen, this is like when I was a teen. And you know that because of the crowds, so you know, you see someone that you like, and I remember we reached out to each other, and the crowd just took us away. I'm being so serious, No, nah, maybe not. I had to mind myself. But,
That weren't meant to be.
you know,
It was meant to be.
I don't know, I feel like I had one of them, you know them special moments that...
There used to be a bit called second lap.
Yeah.
Go on second lap, go on second lap. Yeah, I'm going second lap. You second lap. You go second lap. Yes, I'm going second lap. So you do the route, and then the children get a little bit tired, the older ones get a little bit tired. But us youngsters are like, we got a new truck, we're going back on the road. So we stop up at the base, we drop everybody off, and we go back on the second lap. Now, second lap is at open. There's no road. Okay. Everybody's coming in. They like your music, they're coming in.
Wait, where are you going? Where is that? Where is it?
Second lap.
Route? What? Police let you?
Baviers now.
I swear, police shut you down. Don't police like.
No, this was back in the day when they used to finish up 9.
This is like 90s, isn't it?
I'm not that old, you know.
No, do you know why I say that? No, do you know what? Because that's my memory. That's my memories of Carnival when you could stay at. And I remember Mum said, nah, we have to go, we have to leave.
It was like, you used to shut at 9. 9.
You walked back from Carnival to train station.
Yeah.
Walked back from Notting Hill.
Same. That's why I hate West London.
We never did that. We never did that. We had a coach.
They always had budget.
Didn't experience that. You should have got education. You should have been revised. You could have come on our coach.
Walking up to Trafalgar Square and I'm like, how am I in Trafalgar Square from where? And then getting the NH bus.
Back in the day when I used to play costume, I would pay maximum £350 for costume.
It's crazy, yeah, the costumes.
That costs you 1,000.
Costumes are expensive.
It's a mortgage. That's my mortgage payment.
That one was tissue. No, it's one here.
But if I'm going to play in a band, you know who my band is? Bacchanalia.
But they used to, UCOM used to be
In Bacchanalia.
And then it's, the politicians
Captures
But
that
they
whole
have some beautiful.
Movement.
I just love the way they design their costumes. They're so like...
Yeah.
What band you been with? You've been in there?
We used to have our own band designing mine.
All right.
And then we brought out another band, Jouvert. So, I think the last 2 times I played with Martin Joe's band. Flatted.
What band you play?
Yeah,
I don't play pan.
Oh, really?
I'm a pan enthusiast.
Oh, fair.
I like to hear my tap.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's a part of carnival.
It's a beautiful instrument.
What kind do you play?
Second and the tenor.
Second. Oh, my
Double
best
second.
My best
I love
friend,
the
she's a
second.
double
Double
second.
bass.
She's a double second.
But I love the high notes of the tenor, obviously.
I hate tenor.
Really? I love the high notes, but that's the main.
You're the main
that's like
melody.
The main melody.
I
Like, for
I like
the
the
background.
Well, that's
I
the
love
thing,
the
isn't
background.
it? Tenor.
Let me see
Tenor
one
and
in
the
the
front
movie.
line.
Like,
Yeah,
I know
the
what
ones
we
that
talked
have to do the
about.
work.
Yeah.
They have to do the work.
The double bass is the vibe area. Like, that is just vibes.
It is.
I used to hate
What, Matt?
just bassing.
All bands,
When you're in the
bass
middle.
sections are vibes for me.
Yeah. I love it. But I did enjoy double tenor though.
I love the tenor. But yeah, the fun. That's
We
the
had
thing.
double tenor. That was fun.
Double tenor's mad.
I see
I
this
love
guy,
I can't do it. I'm not
I
doing it.
love double
bass,
tenor.
and he's just spinning, and there's lots of spinning with him. I'm just like, oh,
That's one thing about Panorama. You see skill.
How we feeling on the Carnival Monday?
excited. I'm tired, the backside.
My feet hurt from this.
Adrenaline rush.
Peter and Paige.
I'm tired, my foot's hurting, but you know what? I've got my next trainer.
Like you literally wash off the mud, the paint, and the powder, and then you glam up for the Monday. Like it's a process. You can't just skip the finale. Like
Can't
you
know.
haven't even seen the final form yet. You're
Getting up in the morning.
This year.
about 5, 6-ish.
5,
Makeup.
6.
You have to do makeup.
5, 6.
Yeah. You have to do makeup, everything.
Oh, you play maths.
Yeah.
5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah, to do
Anyone
makeup.
see their
everything.
makeup?
Carnival
makeup. They do that carnival makeup.
Who does the makeup yourself?
Yeah,
Or
I do my makeup.
5, 6 a.m. to do makeup?
Yeah. I need a good hour and a
Wow.
half.
You saying so you have to put the makeup as well? Joking.
No, I put my flags in.
The flag.
That's at 7. I don't
Body
need them.
glitter, everything.
I put my flags.
Everything.
Glitter for Carnival.
Body glitter.
Gotcha.
You have to look as glamorous as ever.
My sisters
This
always
is pretty
represent my
miles
mum.
now, you know. We're going from one extreme
To the other.
Yeah,
we're going from gutty
On Sunday, I have both.
to you're gutty.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely like a
On Monday,
flower.
I
Just
have
like, and
Dominique.
you come out on Monday and you're doing your thing, you're ready, your vibes in. You're ready. And then you're walking down the road now with your costume on now.
You feel yourself, yeah.
You've got to go meet the band. So it's early, there's not a band on the road. Hardly anybody on the road. You're walking past with like, happy carnival, everyone.
That's what everyone's like. Can I take a picture with you?
Take a picture, you're just like,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
your cheeks hurt you by the end of the day because everyone wants to stop and take a photo with you because you've got your big costume.
So what do you eat with the band when you're with the band? What do you
So
have?
depending on your options, you get veg option, you get meat option, you get gluten-free option. Usually it's jerk chicken, rice and peas, some coleslaw. They might give you some dumplings, and that'll be your little food pack. That'll be your main meal. For breakfast, it's just something like fritters or yeah.
Okay.
It depends. They might do like as I said, like saltfish and bake and get it wrapped up. Here you go, here's that. You have some water, and then your lines up. You're kind of like you're ready for the day. You're set up. You've got the belly line. Then you've got your drinks truck as well. Then at lunchtime they might stop for a bit. You realise at 5 and say here's your lunches. Queue up, you get your lunch and you try.
Okay, so we're setting the scene on.
And some bands have more than one truck.
Yeah.
They have 3.
We got 2, yeah.
Okay.
So big bands like Chocolate have 3 in them.
Yeah.
One for the
They'll have a music, they'll have a food.
So what music we
they'll
listen
have
to then? What's the music? What's the music you listen to?
What kind of question?
I've never listened to soca on Carnival. What? Never. Might listen to some Bash, might listen to some Buja Banton and some.
He's not on there. You're not on there.
Yeah.
Jumping up with Marshall.
Or might listen to Wine and Cuts.
Jumping up with Marshall Montano.
How do we kick him from the Zoom? Like,
Yeah,